Imagine, after work, you go to the refrigerator and grab your favorite beverage. You sit down on the couch, ready to relax, and you are happy knowing that your child is making better decisions about his or her career. And the relaxation, joy, and ease that I help parents have. My name is Crystal Olavaria, and I'm a career coach at Career Conversationalist. I help busy parents who are struggling to help a child select a relevant career that's fun, fulfilling, and financially rewarding. I started this journey with myself when I was able to raise over $70,000 from grants and scholarships to help pay for my own college education and attend the top schools of my choice. Then I started helping others, and I've helped others win scholarships, get into their top school of choice, as well as get hands on experience in their chosen career field. And today I just wanted to take a moment to explain what is career coaching and why is it important. Career coaching is being able to meet in a structured environment and have a place where you can get questions answered and get some guidance about what decisions need to be made. Oftentimes, your child doesn't know what choice they want to make, what career path, what's going to be a good fit for them, what options are out there. And if your child does have an idea of what he or she wants to do, sometimes your child isn't always sure about what needs to be done in order to get there. Oftentimes, school guidance counselors, statistically, on a national level, they might have one guidance counselor per every 300 students. So your child probably isn't getting a lot of one-on-one guidance and may need some extra guidance outside of school. And that's where career coaching plays an important role. Career coaching can be structured as a one-on-one, one-to-group, or there could be a program with lessons to help your child go through the program. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to encourage the students to get involved as well as the parents. Because oftentimes parents say, learn to let go responsibly, especially if you're the one who's going to be paying for your child's college education. College prices are now, you could easily be spending $200,000 per child for their child's education. So you want to make sure that your money is well spent. Important because your child is your whole life and you want your child to make good decisions about spending your money wisely. It's also about the emotions that come with it. I can't think of anything worse than your child being stuck with the job he or she hates but has to have just to pay the bills month by month. And that's the importance of selecting a relevant career path that's a good fit for your child that utilizes his talents and abilities. If you think forward about your child in a career for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years, you want it to be a career that's going to make your child happy, where he or she feels like his talents and strengths are being utilized, as well as there's a good income potential to move up in his or her career. Career coaching is so important. It helps your child make decisions now. A great example is oftentimes kids might not know what they want to be when they grow up, but sometimes they give an answer that as a parent, it's kind of hard to bring them back down to reality. So I have a client whose son wants to be a professional soccer player, and he's very good at it. He plays soccer, he gets coaching, he goes to the soccer camps, and the challenge is he's not having the growth spurt. So a lot of teams or a lot of the coaches won't even look at him, even for playing college soccer, to be recruited for colleges because he just doesn't meet the physical height requirement that a lot of them want. He looks short, and well, he is short and he doesn't look like he's growing. So his mom is very disappointed that he might not become a soccer player, a professional one, even though he's doing everything he can to develop his skill sets. It just might not happen. So she was struggling to help him have a career conversation about what is plan B. She doesn't want to discourage him from going after his dreams, but at the same time, she doesn't want him to be devastated if that dream doesn't become a reality. And her son said that he wanted to become a coach for pro soccer teams. And his mom's like, okay, well, normally the coaches are usually people who have been pro soccer players, so that possibility isn't likely either. So then the mom, in frustration, doesn't know what else to do because now she doesn't know how to encourage her son to continue to look for other options. She's like, well, what else? What else? What else? He's like, well, I love soccer. I don't know. Plan A, and he has his backup plan B. And that's a challenge many families face is the children need a safe place to explore other career options in case their top choices don't work out. And then parents oftentimes need additional support about how do I encourage my child to go forward because I don't want to squash their dreams and their desires, but at the same time, I want them to navigate reality. And that's one of the things I find that's very fulfilling about what I do. It's giving families the tools they need to have and carry that conversation forward. Now, the thing is, sometimes the answer doesn't always come immediately. In this case, they started discussing other career opportunities, in which case he thought about being a physical therapist for people who had been injured playing sports and who may need help being rehabilitated. And from that, his mom was able to go and talk to physical therapists and ask them questions about their job and talk about my son's interested in sports. Would you recommend this career path? And really getting information straight from the source. And then based upon that dialogue, that mom was just surprised and found information she wouldn't have otherwise found on the internet. A lot of times the internet gives factual information, but it doesn't always give information about how people in that career field really feel. In this case, the physical therapist said that 10 years ago, he really enjoyed his career choice. And it was because he loved helping patients and he loved seeing them recover and the feeling that he got from helping someone being able to use their body again to walk and do other things that they couldn't do when they were injured. But because of all the changes in the laws and with health insurance, he no longer got to choose what exercises were best for the patient because a lot of times their insurance policies wouldn't cover the services. And so that limited him into what he could prescribe for his patients. And he didn't like that. He didn't like the fact that he spent more time on paperwork than he did serving his patients. And so that's why the physical therapist said, at this time, I don't recommend that career choice. And so the mom needed guidance and support to help her son continue the career conversation. Then they thought about, well, what about physical exercise? A PE teacher. They thought, great, he enjoys being outdoors, and it's another way that involves sports. But again, with that conversation, ended up leading to disappointment. Not because that they were disappointed in the money or the opportunities, but they were disappointed as far as the feedback that they were actually hearing from someone who's a current PE teacher. Again, they had approached the career with their own ideas and thoughts about how great it would be. But when they talked to someone who was actually in the field, they realized that it wasn't quite so great. And in this particular case, a PE teacher said that she was having a hard time finding a job and keeping one. There were layoffs that oftentimes the PE teachers would be the first to go over, say, a math or science teacher. And oftentimes, especially with the laws in the particular state, there are more and more requirements about physical education that a teacher has to have in order to continue to teach the class. So even though she's been teaching PE for several years, she has to keep going back to school and paying more money in order to continue to do her job. So she recommended not going into that major or being a PE teacher. So now most families would have been disappointed after exploring 4 different career options. But this client certainly understands the importance of an ongoing career conversation. And now that she knows what her child's talents and abilities are, and he has an amazing ability to know about products since he's into soccer. It's absolutely incredible when he can walk into a store and tell you all the details about soccer shoes and how they wear out, what parts of the shoe last better or longer than others, and how you play soccer and how that affects the wear and tear and the different brands and the style of your foot and how it's shaped to which shoes. He's got this incredible depth of knowledge regarding products and how they affect performance, as well as all these tips and tricks on how to be a better soccer player. And so it's interesting because it's like, well, what about a shoe rep for major sports companies like Nike that obviously have a line of soccer shoes? See her mom light up and just know that it's possible to have an ongoing conversation with her son. That's really, really what it's about. It's about knowing how to pivot when something doesn't work out. Rather than being disappointed and devastated, it's about, okay, that option didn't work out. So what else is possible? And it's also the excitement of seeing what is possible and engaging that child in an ongoing conversation so that the child wants to take action and discover what opportunities are out there. Career coaching encourages your child to dream bigger, to go in directions that they may have not thought of otherwise, and to be excited about it. In this case, while the child may have not been able to become a pro soccer player, he can be excited about getting samples and trying them out as part of his job in order to be a soccer rep and to be good at what he does. So that's just an example of how an ongoing conversation is important. And what's really important is that you have the tools and the skill set to understand how to move the conversation forward. And yes, the beauty of it all is you can develop a deeper, more meaningful relationship with your child as your child navigates and explores the possibilities. Now, I know every family is different and has different challenges when it comes to selecting a career path. And that's why, for a limited time, I'm going to offer a complimentary career discovery session, how to help your child discover a relevant career. Normally, I charge $500 for a consultation. Time, I'm going to offer this complimentary. In order to access this, please go to careerconversationalist/schedule. Once again, that's careerconversationalist/schedule. And I will be sure to have that in the description for the YouTube video.